Ladies and gentlemen, every moment of adversity, every fear that grips your heart, and every failure that brings you to your knees is not the end of your story. These experiences are not meant to define you as weak or unworthy. They are invitations to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Challenges, no matter how overwhelming, are not barriers to your growth. They are the very fuel that propels you forward. They are the raw material from which resilience is forged, the tests that transform ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. It is easy to look at hardships and see only the pain they bring, the sting of rejection, the weight of failure, and the uncertainty of fear can feel unbearable in the moment. Yet if you step back, if you allow yourself to see these experiences for what they truly are, you will realize they are gifts in disguise. Challenges force you to step outside the comfort of the familiar. They strip away illusions and demand that you confront your limitations head-on. It is through this confrontation that you discover your strength. It is in the crucible of difficulty that you are shaped into someone who cannot be easily broken. Fear often whispers that you are not enough, that the obstacles before you are insurmountable. But fear is a liar. It seeks to shrink you, to keep you small and safe. Growth, however, requires risk. It requires you to step into the unknown, armed only with the belief that you are capable of more. When you embrace challenges rather than avoid them, you redefine what is possible. You learn that fear is not the enemy, but a compass pointing you toward the places where you have the most to gain. Failure, too, is not the final verdict on your abilities. It is a stepping stone, a teacher, a necessary part of the journey. Every successful person has known failure, not once but many times. What sets them apart is not the absence of mistakes, but their refusal to be defeated by them. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a vital ingredient of it. Each time you stumble, you gather knowledge, perspective, and strength. You learn what doesn't work, and you move closer to what does. You discover that falling is not the end, it is an opportunity to rise again, stronger and more determined than before. There is immense power in choosing to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. When you shift your perspective, you take control of the narrative. You become the hero of your own story, the one who overcomes, who perseveres, who emerges victorious. Life will throw storms your way, but it is not the storm that defines you, it is how you weather it. It is in those moments when the winds howl and the sky grows dark that you discover your resilience. You find that you are capable of withstanding more than you ever imagined. Adversity has a way of revealing your deepest potential. When life pushes you to the edge, you are forced to dig deeper, to uncover reserves of strength and courage you didn't know existed. The beauty of these moments is that they leave you changed. You emerge from the fire with a sharper focus, a clearer sense of purpose, and an unshakable belief in your ability to overcome anything. You realize that the scars you bear are not signs of weakness but badges of honor, proof that you faced the worst and came out on the other side. This is why challenges are not to be feared but embraced. They are the training ground for greatness, the forge in which you are refined. Every time you face a challenge and refuse to back down, you are rewriting your story. You are building a legacy of courage, resilience, and determination. You are proving to yourself and the world that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by your response to them. And as you embrace these challenges, you inspire others to do the same. Your resilience becomes a beacon of hope, a reminder that it is possible to rise even when the odds seem insurmountable. You show others that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the willingness to face it head-on. You become a living testament to the power of perseverance, a symbol of what it means to turn pain into purpose. So let the storms come. Let the failures sting. Let the fear rise. And then let your courage roar louder. Let your determination burn brighter. Stand firm in the face of every obstacle and declare that you will not be defeated. For every challenge you overcome is not just a victory, it is a transformation. It is proof that you are unstoppable, that you are growing into the person you were always meant to be. Embrace the struggle, for it is shaping you into greatness. True strength does not come from external sources. It does not arise from applause or approval, nor does it rely on the fleeting affirmations of others. It comes from within, from a profound understanding that you are already enough. To seek completion outside yourself is to chase shadows, for no one and nothing can fill a void that only your own self-worth can mend. You must come to know this truth: you are whole as you are, and your power lies in embracing that wholeness without compromise or hesitation. It is natural to want connection, to yearn for love and belonging. But there is a difference between seeking companionship and clinging to it for survival. Too often, People build their identity on the fragile foundation of others' opinions. They shape themselves to fit molds, hoping to be accepted, cherished, or understood. In doing so, they abandon their authenticity, trading their inner strength for approval that is fleeting at best. This path leads only to insecurity, for when the external validation fades, so too does the sense of worth that was built upon it. To be whole within yourself is to know that your value is intrinsic. It is not something you earn or prove, it is something you carry simply by existing. You do not need someone to complete you because you were never incomplete. You are not a puzzle missing a piece. You are the masterpiece in its entirety. When you grasp this, you stop chasing and start creating. You stop begging for acceptance and begin commanding respect, not through arrogance, but through the quiet confidence of knowing who you are. Being whole does not mean you walk alone. It means you walk with strength. It means your relationships are not built on dependency, but on mutual respect and love. You are not with others because you need them to validate your existence, but because you choose to share your journey with those who enrich your life. This distinction changes everything. Love becomes an act of freedom rather than desperation. You give not to receive, but because your heart overflows. You love deeply and without fear, because losing someone does not mean losing yourself. This kind of wholeness creates a foundation that cannot be shaken. Life will challenge you, relationships will change, and people will come and go. Yet, when you are anchored in your own sense of self, none of these changes can diminish your worth. You may feel pain, you may grieve losses, but you will not be broken. Instead, you will bend, adapt, and rise again. For when you are whole, your strength is not rooted in circumstances or other people, it is rooted in the unshakable truth of your own being. This journey to wholeness is not always easy. It requires you to confront the parts of yourself you may have hidden or rejected. It asks you to embrace your flaws and imperfections, to see them not as weaknesses but as vital pieces of your humanity. It demands that you let go of the mask you've worn to please others and stand fully in your own truth. This kind of self-acceptance is a radical act, for it defies the voices both external and internal that tell you must be someone else to be enough. When you embrace this wholeness, something remarkable happens. You stop fearing rejection, for you no longer see others' opinions as a measure of your worth. You stop comparing yourself to others, for you understand that your journey is uniquely yours. You stop seeking permission to take up space, to speak your truth, to live your life. You give yourself that permission because you know you are deserving of it. This shift in perspective radiates outward. When you are whole within yourself, you become a source of strength for others. Your confidence inspires those around you to embrace their own. Your authenticity gives them permission to be authentic. You become a light in a world that often tries to dim individuality, a reminder that true power lies in embracing who you are. And as you walk through life with this sense of wholeness, you realize that nothing is truly lost when you remain rooted in yourself. People may leave, circumstances may change, and challenges may arise, but you are still you. You carry within you a wellspring of strength, courage, and resilience that cannot be taken away. You are your own anchor in the storm, your own shelter in the chaos. To be whole within yourself is to live freely. It is to love without fear, to act without hesitation, and to stand tall in the face of any challenge. It is to know that you are enough, not because someone else says so, but because you have claimed it for yourself. When you embrace this truth, you stop waiting for others to complete you and begin creating a life that reflects your fullest potential. This is the power of self-reliance, the beauty of knowing you are already whole, and the foundation of a life lived with courage, purpose, and unwavering strength. Fear often stands as the greatest barrier between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. It is the quiet whisper that tells you to stay where it's safe, that the unknown is too risky, that failure is too painful to endure. But fear, for all its convincing power, is not the enemy. It is simply a guide, pointing to the very places where your greatest potential lies. To overcome fear is not to silence it, but to rise above it, to let it exist without letting it control you. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward despite it. When fear rises, it often disguises itself as protection. It tells you to stay comfortable, to avoid uncertainty, to retreat from anything that feels difficult or unfamiliar. But growth does not happen in comfort. The life you dream of cannot be found by staying in the places you already know. It exists beyond the boundaries of your current self, in the unexplored, in the risks you are afraid to take. Fear seeks to keep you small, but your purpose is to expand, to step into the fullness of your potential, no matter how terrifying that may feel. Facing fear is an act of power. It is declaring that you will not be ruled by doubt, that you will not be caged by the unknown. Every time you confront fear, you shrink its influence over your life. The more you step into discomfort, the more you realize that fear is often a mirage, an illusion that fades when challenged. Those moments when your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind urges you to turn back, those are the moments where transformation begins. Fear of failure is perhaps the most paralyzing of all. It convinces you that making mistakes is the end, that falling short diminishes your worth. But failure is not an ending, it is a step. It is the proof that you are trying, that you are daring to reach for something greater. Failure is a teacher, offering lessons no success could ever provide. It strips away your illusions and reveals the truth of who you are and what you need to grow. When you embrace failure, you turn it from a source of shame into a badge of courage. The unknown is another source of fear, but it is also where every possibility lies. To fear the unknown is to fear the future, to resist the opportunities waiting to unfold. Life is not meant to be predictable. It is a journey of discovery, a path that twists and turns in unexpected ways. When you avoid the unknown, you deny yourself the chance to experience its magic. The dreams you hold, the goals you aspire to, they all exist on the other side of fear. Stepping into the unknown requires trust not in the outcome, but in yourself. It is trusting that no matter what happens, you will rise to meet it. Fear of judgment is another thief of dreams. It convinces you to stay quiet, to dim your light, to play small so others will not criticize or reject you. But the truth is, no matter what you do, there will always be someone who disapproves. You cannot control others' opinions, but you can control how much power you give them. Living in fear of judgment is living in chains. It is trading your authenticity for the illusion of acceptance. To overcome this fear is to reclaim your freedom. It is choosing to be seen, to be heard, and to be unapologetically yourself, no matter what others may think. True strength is not born from an unchallenged life, but from one that has faced trials and risen above them. Challenges, though often unwelcome, are the fire in which resilience is forged. Each obstacle you encounter is not a barrier meant to stop you, but an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your resolve, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Strength is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you do, knowing that each time you get back up, you are stronger than before. Life will test you, sometimes in ways you never expect. The storms may come suddenly, shaking the foundations you thought were secure. In these moments, it is easy to feel small, to feel that the challenges are too great, and to wonder if you have what it takes to endure. But strength is not measured in how unshaken you remain. It is found in your willingness to face the storm, to adapt, and to press forward even when the way is unclear. Each time you persevere, you are reminded of the incredible power that lies within you. The truth is that adversity is a teacher. It strips away the superficial, leaving only what is real and true. When you are pushed to your limits, you discover who you are at your core. You learn what truly matters, and you uncover a depth of courage and determination that you may not have known you possessed. The moments that feel like breaking points are often the moments that lead to breakthroughs. They are the turning points where you find clarity, strength, and the drive to keep moving forward. Strength is not about perfection. It is not about never feeling fear, doubt, or pain. It is about choosing to continue despite those feelings. It is about standing tall in the face of hardship, not because it is easy, but because you refuse to let it define you. Each challenge you overcome becomes a part of your story, a testament to your resilience and your unwavering spirit. When you embrace challenges as opportunities, you shift your perspective. You begin to see that every difficulty carries the seeds of growth. You realize that the strength you build today will carry you through tomorrow and beyond. You are capable, resilient, and unbreakable. Every challenge you face is proof of that.